And she was like, I wish you was my daughter and not K-Ria. And that broke my heart. And so one day after her saying that, she had whooped me. And I was just feeling so like, sad and stuff like that. And then the way that she whooped me, she had whooped me with no clothes on. And so, it hurt and I was emotional that I went and got a knife and I tried to slit my wrist.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing tussie slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much. Your girl is on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Like, I cannot believe it. I mean, I don't even need to express all the gratitude that I have or how I got here, because I've said it in multiple videos. So I'm not gonna bore y'all with this video, but I just want to say thank y'all so much. Thank for all the comments, the likes, the love. Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate everything. I just want to say what I'm trying to do here with my channel is build a community of women that we can come together and have conversations and just talk about what it is to be a stay-at-home mom, or just be able to lean on each other for different things. I know a lot of people are experiencing some of the similar things that I am experiencing, so I'm loving seeing people comments and letting me know, like, I'm going through the same thing, or I went through the same thing, or I'm not, like, it's not stopping, like the feeling that I have, it doesn't go away. So yeah, if you are those people, please feel free to inbox me, reach out, comment below. I love talking to people. I'm an open book. I love chit-chatting with people, especially girls. Like, I'm a girl's girl. I'm a girl's girl. I like, just being somebody that you needed when you were going through your hard times or when you were growing up. So yeah, I'm not gonna bore y'all with that. I'm gonna be doing an install from ISEE hair company. So yeah, we're gonna get into that. And I'm also gonna be filming for YouTube, for TikTok, because y'all know, you gotta get your coins everywhere. So this video is gonna basically be about my upbringing, my childhood trauma, and stuff like that. So yeah, this is about to get really, really real. I'm gonna try my hardest to not cry, because anytime I bring up these emotions or feel these feelings, it just makes me cry, because I'm a Cancer. And by the way, I'm a Cancer, y'all. Y'all know we are crybabies. We can be crybabies, but we also know how to reel it back. So yeah, your girl definitely be crying all the time. And I'm a person that when I'm crying or I have something to say and it's heavy on my chest, I can't say it without like crying, and that's so irritating. Like, it's so irritating. Trauma for me is already growing up and not really having a relationship with your mom or dad, and then them both passing away by the time you're 30, and you're not able to ever have that relationship that you always wanted, or even just the conversation that you always wanted. So yeah, so let's just get into the video. All right, y'all, so before we get into it, I'm gonna give y'all the specs on this wig. It is a 26-inch pre-bleach, pre-plucked unit from ISEE Hair Company, and it is a frontal, which I did not know, so I'm glad I got all the stuff for it. Before we get into the video, y'all, let me just say why I'm coming on here and telling my story, because I've heard from multiple family members say that, like, they be like, you're a success story, you made it out of such, a lot of trauma that you went through, and if you feel that on your heart telling your story will help other people, you should do it. Like, my brother said it. I had a conversation with one of my uncles, and he told me the same thing and how proud of me he was. So I'm like, I need to get up the nerves and just tell my story, like, without, sometimes I fear that I'm gonna hurt certain people in the process, but you can't hurt people. I mean, you can hurt people, but should nobody get mad at what you experienced. This is my experience with life and how I felt during this process of my growing up. And if don't nobody like it, then you just have to face the reality, because this is what I experienced. So yeah, we'll go. The most people that should be mad at me is my mom and dad, but neither one of them are here anymore. So okay, y'all, I did not glue my cap down, and I'm wondering if I actually should, because I normally do glue my cap down when I do these installs, but I don't want to. So yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, I was born in Pontiac, Michigan on July 17th at I think 4:23 a.m. And from what I was told, of course I don't know, I was born with crack in my system. My mom and my dad were crackheads, you want to call it? I don't know. But yeah, they both did crack or whatever. And I was born with it in my system. So they actually wouldn't let me go home because of it. So I forgot who told me they had to come to the hospital and get me. So yeah, whoever came and got me, I don't remember, but yeah, I went home finally. And so I can only give y'all on what my life was before I turned 3. So when I was prior to, I mean, I can only give y'all my life after 3, because that's what I actually remember. Anything that before that, I'm just telling y'all what was told to me. So I was told that my mom used to leave me in the house. My daddy actually told me this. He said one day he was at work and my mom left me in the house to go smoke, you know what, down at one of the local, you know, dealer's house or whatever. And she had left me in the house for who knows how long, because, you know, he was at work. So he don't know how long I was in the house, but yeah, so, you know, it was situations like that. Now, both my mom and dad did drugs. My dad was a working man, though. He had like his own business and stuff like that. So, you know, he was, you know, making his money and stuff. And yeah, so that's that. So fast forward to when I was about 3 years old. My mom had got married to my stepfather, whose name is irrelevant. I don't know why I said whose name. But yeah, she got married to my stepfather, who I enjoyed. He definitely looked at me as one of his daughters, and yeah, I appreciated him. At 3 years old, I had started being molested by someone in the family who my mom called my uncle. He would pick me up. It started at 3. I never forget. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were living, can't think of the name of the house, but you know, we were living in this house or whatever. And one day, he was in my room. He came in my room and he asked me to sit on his lap. I was 3 years old, and so I did. I sat on his lap, and he started to touch me in my private area and lift up my dress. And I had a dress on, and he had, you know, kind of lifted up my dress and touched my private area. And you know, I was a kid. I didn't know no better, so you know, I just didn't say nothing. And so that was that. I'm liking this lace, y'all. I need to do more to this lace. So anyways, turn this off, turn it back so I make some space. So yeah, after that first time when I was 3 years old, he had did it a lot. He would just touch me. And then I remember I was about 5 at this time, and he still would touch me and stuff like that. But at this point, I was about 5 years old, and I could remember I used to go. My mom had, like, you know, people on the block that were friends and stuff like that, and the girls would do like little nasty stuff, like they would touch each other, and you know, I was 5 years old, yes, and they was touching me as well. And one day I told them what was going on with me and the guy, whatever, and they were freaky kids, so they didn't really have nothing to say about it. They didn't really care too much. And then I told him, because again, I'm 5, I don't know no better. So I told him that I told them, and he like to been like about to hyperventilate, like nothing like where he was like, oh, I'm unalive you or anything, but he did say like, you want me to go to jail, like you ain't supposed to tell nobody this, blah blah blah. And then that's when I knew like, okay, something is up, because I'm, you know, why can't I tell people that, you know, this is going on, if it's going on or whatever. So anyways, time fast forwards, and I was about 8, and then he started taking things to a new level where he started to actually do other sexual things to me that I'm uncomfortable saying. So I will say I've never been penetrated before I approved of being penetrated by a boyfriend. Like, so I never, because there's going to be a couple stories that I tell, but yeah, by this time he had started taking stuff to another level, and he would pick me up from my mom's house. You know, she looked at this as my uncle. I didn't look at it no different because I was still a child. And he would pick me up, and I would go to his house. He would take me to get food, and he would give me money. How do you say it? What word am I trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But I remember he used to give me about $10 every single time. So he would give me $10 and then take me to Burger King. Burger King was one of my favorite food places back then. And even just saying this, y'all, just literally breaks my heart. Like, I can't believe that I was a kid though. So, you know, I'm trying, as I'm getting older now, I'm trying to understand that that wasn't my fault. It was so hard for me to even speak about. I honestly just told my brother, because my brother was like my everything. And so I never told him, because he's also, and he will also if he knows. So I only told him recently because the person just died recently, maybe about a year ago. And I told my brother when it happened. You know, when he died, I told him. And so, yeah, my brother was very heartbroken once I explained to him everything that had been going on. But anyways, so, yeah, he would take me over his house and give me about $10 and some Burger King. And then drop me back off like, you know, nothing ever happened. And I can't actually remember how often it happened, but it was all the way from 3 until about let me think, when did it stop? I was maybe, what was I when it stopped? I was about 12. So maybe from 3 up until I was about 12 years old, he did that to me, until I told him one day I don't want to do that no more. And he kind of asked me a couple times, like, could we still do that or whatever, but I always said no. I'm contemplating on if I want to put glue or just got to be, because it's easier. Because I don't sleep in my wigs, y'all. I don't see how people do it, but I'm not that girl that wants to sleep in the wig, honey. I will take that thing off every night. But anyways, so yeah, I told him one day, like, you know, I didn't want you, you know, doing that to me no more. And he asked again, like, you know, you do that, whatever. And I told him no. And then it never happened again. So, that was that. I never told my mama, even up until the day she died, I never told her. Me and my mama didn't have a close enough relationship as to where I felt comfortable enough to tell her something like that. And it wasn't, I just felt like the type of person that my mama was is what she wasn't a person that I felt like was gonna say, baby, I'm so sorry. Well, she probably would have said that, but I don't know. Honestly, y'all, I don't really know. I just knew I just never felt comfortable telling her. That's all I can say. So anyways, fast forward, I'm 13. No, I'm like 9. Let's go back to when I was 9, because that's when he stopped. I think I said he stopped around 11. Somebody else started to do that as well, and I don't feel comfortable expressing who that person was. So anyways, they started to do that, and they started to do things that I didn't like, of course, again, but they never, again, penetrated me, so I never was penetrated. But enough of that. Let me get into what my childhood was like. So let's rewind. When I was 5 years old, when it first started happening to me, I had actually a great life. My mom had married her husband, and he was a really good guy. He really looked at us like we were his children, me and my two brothers. He took care of us financially. You know, you couldn't tell me I wasn't his daughter. He looked at me like I was his daughter, period. And so, still to this day, up until the day he died, I loved him. So he had a nice job or whatever. He had a good job, so he had a really nice house. It was big for it, for where we lived at. It was like a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, full finished basement house or whatever. So we had a nice little life, and every year somebody would get a big gift. So if it's 3 of us, so my oldest brother, then it was my youngest brother. And I would never forget the year that it was supposed to be me, my mom and dad separated. So at this time, my dad, I'd never, seen my real daddy. Honestly, my mom had me thinking that this other guy was my father for the longest time. I never knew that. I knew this other guy. I knew my real daddy, like I knew of him, but I did not know he was my real dad. So I even asked my mama about that before, and she, never wanted to tell me the real reason why. But anyways, and I'll get into that story another time, because that was a whole nother life. Like me going to visit, I would go and visit him for like the summers and stuff, and they treated me horrible. But yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. My life has been crazy. But anyways, y'all, so up until the day that my mom was, the year that it was supposed to be me getting the bigger gift, my mom and dad separated. So that was out the door for me. And from that point on, when we moved out of that house with him, my life was so much different. It was not the same life that I had prior to that. My mama started ignoring me. She was already like not as attentive. She kind of was, but it just got worse as we moved out of the house with him. So we moved out of the house with him, and we moved into a house on the east side. At that time, when that stuff was happening, or when we lived with him, we lived on the west side, in a nice house, like I said. And then we moved deep east, like really ugly, stupid, nasty looking house. So we moved over there. And then, so around this time was when my mama started to, like, she had already drank and smoked. Like, we was the weed house. When we lived on the west side, my mom used to sell weed at her basement. So, like, we had it, y'all. We had all the good stuff. So, my mom was already a drinker and a smoker. And when we moved over there, it just, got worse. And I would never forget one day, my mama was completely drunk. Her and this new guy used to fight a lot, like physical altercations. And one day, I'll never forget, it was like really in the middle of the night, and I couldn't find my mama, y'all. And she was outside laying on the ground, outside on the side of our house, laying on the ground. And I just went out there like, Mama, and she was just like plaster. She was drunk. And so, yeah, that was, something else. That was a sight to see at 11 years old. So anyways, so let's move on. All right, y'all. I honestly don't know where I left off at, because I had to let this band sit on for, you can't say an hour, so I did an hour. No, I didn't do an hour. I'm lying, but yeah. So I honestly don't know where I left off at. So I'm just go back to what I was saying. I feel like it was about my mama being outside, and I came out there. I seen her laying on the ground. So we're going to start off there. That's where I feel like I left off at. So anyways, like I said, she was outside on the ground. And I was so scared because I didn't know what was going on with her. And I was like really young at the time, like I said. And she was just drunk on some drunk stuff. And yeah, that was that. So, that was one of the situations. And then I felt like around this same time, I felt like I got beat on a lot. My mama would like whip me a lot. Not beat on, like she didn't like necessarily like beat me, but she did whoop me a lot. And I just felt like it was always unwarranted. Like it was just unwarranted. Like I said, she would whip me a lot. And it was a couple times that it's like so many stories I remember, y'all. And I will give y'all like more insights if y'all ever want to hear or whatever. But I remember also one time she told me that she wished this other girl was her daughter and not me. That broke my heart. Like, I'll never forget that day, what was going on and what happened. But it was one of her best friends at the time. It was her daughter. And my mama was like, I wish she was my daughter. I wish you was no. She told it to her. And she was like, I wish you was my daughter and not K-Ria. And that broke my heart. And so one day after her saying that, she had whooped me. And I was just feeling so like, sad and stuff like that. And then the way that she had whooped me with no clothes on. And so, it hurt and I was emotional that I went and got a knife and I tried to slit my wrist. And I didn't do it. I heard that was my first time hearing from God. And he basically told me that I have a purpose on this earth and that, don't do it or whatever. And so I didn't. And I just continued life. After that, life still happened the same way. My mom still, kind of didn't really show me a lot of love like I would have wanted. And one of my biggest problems with my mom was that she never wanted to tell me the truth. Like she always lied to me. And it was always about the dumbest stuff. And it used to be like, and I knew she was lying because I knew the truth. And it was just like, why you don't just tell me the truth? But now growing up, I know a lot of the reason is because she didn't want me to be disappointed in her. But it was just like, I could understand you better if you told me, what you going through or how you dealing with stuff and how you battled with it. So anyways, moving on. Life still was lifing. And we end up moving again. We end up moving in another house or whatever. And at this time, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It was a rare type of cancer that only a certain amount of people in the United States ever had. So at this time, she had started to, it started to be worse but it was like different. So she would, I would have to, my mama, one day I had went to school. One day I had went to school and I got suspended and my mom never took me back to school again for like a whole year. And because she wanted me to stay home and take care of her. Nothing was really wrong with her. She just was like a really lazy person. And so she just wanted me to basically be her slave. And so my friends and people used to call me Cinderella because I used to have to do stuff for my mama all the time. And, it affected me, but I didn't really say much about it because it was what it was. As much I can do. I was young, so. I missed the whole part. Let me go back, y'all. So before around the time when I wanted to slit my wrist, my brother went to jail. He had went to jail for like robbery or something. He was trying to rob this colored woman. And I don't really know the real story, y'all, if I'm being completely honest. I don't really know what really happened. This is what I was growing up knowing. So, he had tried to rob, you know what. And y'all, I use this tinted lace, and let me tell y'all, it's like night and freaking day. Do you hear me? This junk looks freaking amazing when you use this stuff. Oh, I need to clean this up. So anyways, my brother went to jail. So that was another reason why I wanted to slit my wrist, because my brother he used to help me get out of trouble. He used to be there for me, you know, anytime my mama was trying to whoop me, and, you know, he'll, block her. Cause my brother I think he's 9 years older than me. Yeah, he 39. Yeah, he about to be 40. So he was like my, my shield, my protector. And so that was another reason why I wanted to slit my wrist, because I felt like I had nobody. My other brother primarily lived with his father, but he would like see us on the weekends type thing. It was the kind of opposite of what it normally be with, dads or exes and stuff. So he would so yeah, back to what I was saying. Fast forward back to, do I want to do a middle or a side, y'all? What y'all thinking? Is it giving middle or is it giving side? I don't know. Something about this is giving side, honey. Okay, let's do a side. I don't never do sides with black hair. I always do it with... Okay, so anyways... So, fast forward, like I said, back to when my mama was diagnosed with cancer. So, like I said, she didn't take me back to school or whatever, and she made me stay home and like clean up after her and just like help her out. My mom was a very lazy person. So anyways, I would have to like, y'all, my mom used to have like so many clothes and shoes. Like when I say so many, I mean like so freaking many. And like if she was looking for something in particular, I would have to go downstairs with all the millions of clothes and shoes that she had and go try and find this left shoe or this pants to go with this outfit. Like I never forget some of the clothes that my mama had. Like there's a lot of stuff that I just don't forget. But anyways, yeah, so I'm kind of losing my train of thought on what I was talking about or the order that I was in, because this hair is starting to look really cute. I hate that I did this story time while doing this wig, y'all, because I had to keep stopping to do stuff and it kept making me lose my train of thought. But I don't know where I left off at. I feel like I left off at me taking care of her and her not taking me back to school after I got suspended. So anyways, I'm about to kind of brief this up, and if y'all want to hear a part 2, comment down below, or if y'all got questions or whatever about anything that I said, comment down below and I'll answer them for you, maybe in another video, or if it's something short, I'll just answer. So yeah, she kept me out of school for the entire year, so I ended up having to do high school another year. After I had to do high school another year, when I was originally supposed to graduate, I wasn't able to graduate because my mom kept me out of school, whatever. But after that, when I was about 14, I ran away, and that would be like a whole nother story, because some more trauma ended up happening after her. So we can get into that in another video. I'm gonna end this right here because I don't even know how long this is going to end up being. This is the finished product to the hair. It is 26 inches, and y'all see, super cute. It definitely gives 26 inches on the girls. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If y'all like this video, make sure y'all leave me a like, comment. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see more of your girl. And yeah, I would love to sit down and do more talks with y'all and just chit chat with y'all. So yeah, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Good night. Leave phone, come to mind, the cash